I'm Michael, aka Oscar Man, and this is the first part of my discussion on some years where I think the winner in an acting category was, in my opinion, the fifth choice among the other four nominees. In other words, I don't understand why these actors won in their respective years, and I need your help to figure out why. I'll start with my favorite, Best Supporting Actress.
You know what I wish just once?
What?
That a guy could be honest enough just to walk right up to me and say, hey, listen, you know, I'm confused about this, too. I could lay a big line on you. We could do a lot of role playing. But the simple truth is, I find you very interesting, and I'd really like to make love with you. Simple as that.
I know I've bagged on Jessica Lange's win for Tootsie, and I'm doing it again. But this is because the lineup that year was strong, and of the five nominees, I think Lange's performance was the least deserving. She's sweet, she's lovely, she was new to films, but she wasn't even as good as her nominated co-star. Who received less votes than Lange? First, there's Glenn Close as Jenny Fields in The World According to Garp.
I mean, she has no tongue. It was cut off.
Oh, Christ, I'm sorry.
It was cut off on purpose because of what happened to a little girl named Ellen James. Two men raped her when she was 11 years old. They cut off her tongue so she wouldn't tell anyone who they were or what they looked like. Some of these women formed a society in her honor.
Close was excellent in what was her first film. Dear Academy, if only you had voted for this newcomer, you would have spared us years of heartache and frustration. In subsequent years, each time you saw Glenn Close on the ballot, did you say to yourselves, she'll win another year? We're still waiting. Next was Terry Garr as Sandy in Tootsie.
Show me what you mean.
You're wrong, Doctor. What are you doing, a southern accent? You're wrong, Dr. Brewster. I'm very proud of being a woman.
See, I can't do it as good as you.
Yes, you can. Just turn the tables on him. Come on now, will you?
You're wrong, Dr. Brewster. I'm very proud of being a woman. Where am I? Oh.
I don't know what you're playing.
Well, I'm playing Rage. I'm enraged. You told me to turn the tables on him, and I'm playing Rage.
Garr was the true underdog in this film, and for some reason overshadowed by her co-star, at least with all the awards that year. Garr's nomination came as one of those unexpected, delightful surprises. Some saw it as a coattail nomination, but looking back at the film now, you can see just how funny Terry Garr was. It turned out to be her only career nomination. Jessica Lange had another nominated co-star that year. In Frances, the legendary Kim Stanley played her mother.
You're going! You're not going anywhere. You get out of my way! You... Get out of my way, old woman! Get out of my way!
Though I think Frances overall was problematic in its storytelling, Lange certainly benefited by having Kim Stanley as a scene partner. By this time, Stanley had appeared in 4 films and was Oscar nominated twice. She also should have been recognized for The Goddess, her first film. Likely the dark horse for 1982, Stanley's moments were still stronger than her co-star's winning ones. And last, but certainly not least, was Leslie Ann Warren as Norma in Victor Victoria.
Thinks he can just push me around. Thinks I'm just gonna hop on the next boat for the States and that'll be that. Well, you've got another thing coming, Mr. Big Shot, Fairy Martian. Because Mrs. Cassidy's little girl Norma ain't gonna take this one lying down.
Bravo to the Academy for honoring a broad, hilarious performance such as Warren's with a nomination. The actress really got the chance to not only show us her musical talents, which were known by most, but her understanding of farce. She was so funny in this film, and a win would have been a good choice. Norma will offer you a special message at the end of the video. As I will ask of you following a breakdown of the nominees for each year discussed, how would you rank these of 1982? For me, I would have voted for Glenn Close, but I wouldn't want Leslie Ann Warren's Norma to get boinged up about my not choosing her.
You're English, aren't you? I knew it the moment you started to talk. You make our language sound so delightful. My late husband used to say...
Never mind what he said. What about your ticket?
Well, I'll certainly look, my dear, but I'm sure...
Why don't you stop wasting my time, Mrs. Quonset? You are Mrs. Ada Quonset, aren't you?
Well, since you're aware of who I am, there's no use denying it, is there?
Another performance I've expressed my great displeasure about winning is Helen Hayes for her little old lady bit in 1970's Airport. As Ada Quonset, a notorious stowaway whose help is enlisted to capture Oscar winner Van Heflin, who is carrying a bomb on the plane, Hayes is cute. Some of you have told me, why pick on a legend? I said I thought she was cute, but we're talking Oscar here. Take a look at the performances she beat, starting with Karen Black as Rayette in 5 Easy Pieces.
You know, I'll go out with you, or I'll stay in with you, or I'll do anything that you like for me to do, if you will tell me that you love me.
Karen Black's award-winning performance was considered by many to be the frontrunner. The critically acclaimed 5 Easy Pieces featured Jack Nicholson in his first star turn, and Black's portrayal of Rayette, a sweet, naive waitress simply looking for love, provided the heart of the film. What appeared to be the first nomination for this talented actress turned out to be her only one. The category's lineup included a more experienced actress, Lee Grant as Joyce Enders in The Landlord.
Elga, didn't we all go together to see Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Yeah?
It's just, Elga, you have to realize all Negroes are not like that.
You sound like a segregationist. I think you have a castration complex that leads you to say things
You
like
have a
that.
castration complex. I can't have a castration complex. It isn't physically possible
Oh,
for
let's
me
face
to
it, Mother.
have
A castration complex is one of the crosses a liberated female must bear.
Oh, you think I'm liberated, dear?
This little-scene comedy garnered a surprise nomination for Lee Grant, who received her first one for her debut film, 1951's Detective Story. The actress was blacklisted shortly after, and her nomination for The Landlord was vindication that she was once again part of the film industry. Her comedic performance was the dark horse of that year's 5 nominees, but Grant became an Oscar winner years later for Shampoo. Another performance with a comedic slant was Sally Kellerman as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan in MASH.
On the contrary, I have observed that Major Burns is not only a good technical surgeon, he is a good military surgeon.
Finished?
I've also noticed that nurses as well as enlisted men address you as Hawkeye.
Yeah, because that's my name, Hawkeye Pierce.
Well, that kind of informality is inconsistent with maximum efficiency in a military organization.
Come off it, Major.
Sally Kellerman made such a strong impact in MASH that she was offered the role in the television series, which she turned down. I can understand her decision at the time, her belief being, why should she do a TV show when she was an Oscar-nominated film actress? Well, Kellerman's movie career went nowhere quickly. Lost Horizon, anyone? While the TV series lasted longer than the actual war. You just never know sometimes. The final nominee was also from Airport, Maureen Stapleton as Inez Guerrero.
Could you please tell me if there's a flight to Rome tonight?
Yes, our Golden Argosy, Flight 2. It departs at 10 p.m. Only tonight it's delayed 1 hour due to weather conditions.
Could you... It's very important to me to find out if somebody's on that flight. His name is D.O. Guerrero.
I'm terribly sorry. We're not allowed to give out that information.
You don't understand. The person I'm asking about is my husband.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's a company rule.
Before you say it, I know I'm biased when it comes to Maureen Stapleton. But come on, who among you thinks that this performance was not worthier of a win than that of Helen Hayes? In her few scenes, Stapleton's attempts to find her husband, the bomb carrier, and her ultimate despair over the destruction his desperate act causes was heartfelt and pretty touching. And this was for a disaster film. The performance won her a Golden Globe and a BAFTA nomination, 2 more than her winning co-star earned. Though I ultimately would have gone with Karen Black, I could easily have checked the box next to Maureen Stapleton's name. Share your choice with us. Next up is Best Actor in a Leading Role.
The magnificence that comes out of your eyes and your voice and the way you stand there and the way you walk. You're lit from within, Tracy. You've got fires banked down in you. hearth fires and holocausts.
Huh? I don't like James Stewart? Of course I do. But let's begin with the assumption that he won Best Actor for 1940's The Philadelphia Story because he lost the previous year for a much better performance in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. As most of you know, this kind of thing has happened repeatedly throughout Oscar history. And though James Stewart was just fine as Mike Connor, for which he was third billed, I think Cary Grant would have been the better nominee. As for the other four on that year's list, let's begin with Charlie Chaplin for his dual roles in The Great Dictator.
Strange. These strike leaders, they're all brunettes. Not a blonde amongst them.
Brunettes are troublemakers. They're worse than the Jews.
Then wipe them out.
Too small. Not so fast. We get rid of the Jews first, then concentrate on the brunettes.
Dictator of the world.
It's your destiny.
Charlie Chaplin wrote, directed, produced, and starred in this political satire, considered his first sound film following his incredible success as a silent film star. The Great Dictator, which condemned fascism and Nazism, became the most commercially successful movie in Chaplin's career. It also brought his only nomination for acting. His first in 1928 was rescinded by the Academy. Charlie Chaplin received an honorary Oscar in 1972, and the following year won in competition for his musical score of Limelight. The next nominee was Henry Fonda as Tom Joad in The Grapes of Wrath.
Wherever there's a fight so hungry people can eat, I'll be there. Wherever there's a cop beating up a guy, I'll be there. And when the people are eating the stuff they raise and living in the houses they build, I'll be there too.
Many of you likely know that James Stewart stated that he voted for Fonda that year and expressed disappointment that his choice didn't win. In the classic film based on John Steinbeck's novel about a sharecropper family's struggles during the Great Depression, Henry Fonda was at his best, and his monologue is considered one of film's greatest moments. Henry Fonda had to wait more than 40 years to receive an honorary Oscar, followed the next year with a win for his last film, On Golden Pond. As for the third nominee, Raymond Massey received his one career nomination for his performance as Abraham Lincoln.
I hate it because it deprives our republic of its just influence in the world, enables the enemies of free institutions everywhere to taunt us as hypocrites, causes the real friends of freedom to doubt our sincerity, and especially because it forces so many good men among ourselves into an open war with the very fundamentals of civil liberty.
Though I think Raymond Massey should also have been nominated for his performance as James Dean's father in 1955's East of Eden, he was excellent in Abe Lincoln in Illinois. Though the film itself was a financial failure, Massey's uncanny resemblance to our 16th president, as well as his strong characterization, could have won him the Oscar in a less competitive year. Finally, as Maximilian de Winter, Laurence Olivier took the 5th spot for his work in that year's Best Picture winner, Rebecca.
I carried her out to the boat. It was very dark. There was no moon. I put her in the cabin. When the boat seemed a safe distance from the shore, I took a spike and drove it again and again through the planking of the hull. I had opened up the sea cocks and the water began to come in fast. I climbed over into the dinghy and pulled away. I saw the boat heel over and sink.
In Alfred Hitchcock's psychological thriller, Laurence Olivier was excellent as the husband whose second wife is obsessed with his first. The film also featured one of Joan Fontaine's best performances. She pulled a James Stewart too, losing that year and winning the following one with a less worthier performance. Rebecca was Olivier's second nomination of his 10 for acting. He won Best Actor for Hamlet. So, looking back, I agree with James Stewart and would have chosen Fonda. Your thoughts? I want to thank you for watching this video. It's not easy finding fellow Oscar nerds who appreciate this stuff as much as I do, and your participation inspires me to come up with these topics. If you're not yet a member of the channel, Become a subscriber and join us for weekly videos and daily polls, where you get to vote like an Academy member. If you would hit the like button and share this with other Oscar nerds, I would greatly appreciate it.
You know a robber by the name of Lucky Ned Pepper?
I know him. Well, I shot him in the lip last August over at Winding Stair Mountains. He was lucky that day, all right. My shooting was off.
Well, I think Tom Chaney's tied up with him.
Yeah?
Okay, look, I understand and appreciate that John Wayne has his supporters, especially for his winning performance as Rooster Cogburn in 1969's True Grit. But I also know that there are those among you who will agree with me that this win was the ultimate sentimental/career Oscar that the Academy has bestowed to several actors over the years. Am I missing something here? John Wayne was a great movie star. Audiences loved him for decades. But just look at the actors who lost to what I think was his standard John Wayne performance, starting with none other than Richard Burton as Henry VIII in Anne of the Thousand Days.
Anne, you see before you not the king, but a poor fellow as uncertain, as eager, as hopeful, as afraid as any man that ever fell in love.
I see the king.
Believe me, all kingship on one side. Women give love to the king like paying taxes. I wish to be loved for myself.
Burton's performance was widely considered the one for which he would finally win the Oscar. True, Anne of the Thousand Days was met with criticism for its pacing, and Burton had done better work, especially in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. But if John Wayne's veteran status was enough to win him an Oscar, what about Burton? Still convinced that Wayne was the right choice? How about Dustin Hoffman as Ratso Rizzo in the year's Best Picture winner, Midnight Cowboy?
I wet my pants, the seat's all wet.
Well, Ellie, you're just crying over the damn thing.
Here I am going to Florida, my leg hurts, my butt hurts, my chest hurts, my face hurts. And like that ain't enough, I gotta pee all over myself. That's funny. I'm falling apart here.
Oh, please, that was just Hoffman chewing the scenery. Sure, if you say so. But for me, this was one of his best performances, in this moving story of two lost souls who find one another and forge a friendship bonded by their loneliness and displacement. Today, we see more Ratzos roaming the streets, so perhaps the film was somewhat foretelling of the future. Now, let me get this right. John Wayne wearing an eye patch was certainly better than Peter O'Toole as the title character in Goodbye, Mr. Chips, right?
You mustn't ask a personal question, well, not a specific one, like...
Like, will Bill Calbury come back to me? No, I wouldn't bore Apollo with that, I promise you. No, just something general, like, what's going to happen to my life?
Even that is too specific. Besides, I could answer that, a series of, hits.
As instructor Arthur Chipping, Peter O'Toole recreated the role which won Robert Donat the Best Actor Oscar for the 1939 film, considered by most to be the better of the two versions. Definitely the dark horse candidate, Peter O'Toole did win the Golden Globe, and his fourth nomination, out of 8 total for Best Actor, was a long shot. Now, are you still with the Duke? Here's the 5th nominee, Jon Voight as Joe Buck in Midnight Cowboy.
Don't say nothing about you.
Don't say nothing about you either.
Well, they took my picture, didn't they give me the thing?
So what are you driving at? You want me to get lost so you can go to your fancy-ass party?
Wait a minute, wait a second. I didn't say nothing about that. Did I say that? Did I? I'll just tell them. You want me? I don't go nowhere without my buddy here.
Okay, I hear you. Dustin Hoffman's role was a supporting one, so if he had been nominated in that category, he would have won, making a clear path for Jon Voight to prevail as lead actor. Screen time aside, it didn't happen and it wasn't going to. By that time, Dustin Hoffman was a star name, and he would not have been downgraded to accommodate a newcomer. Fair or not, that's how it worked then, and it still does. So this means that Hoffman and Voight canceled each other out, and that's why John Wayne won. I don't know. Midnight Cowboy may have won Best Picture, but True Grit was a huge hit that year, and John Wayne seemed unstoppable as to his popularity. I would have voted for Hoffman based on performance, but Burton for overall career achievement. Now, which years would you have ranked the winner in 5th place? This one's wide open to discussion, and I anxiously await your always incredible input. And until we meet again for part 2, here is my thought to you as expressed by Leslie Ann Warren.
Au revoir.
Me too. Come on, get out of my way. Go on. See you in church.